Lined up 15th on the grid will be car 7. The Chevy Danica Patrick will wheel in her NASCAR debut today. To a hardcore NASCAR fan, Patrick is just one of 43 drivers in the field. But as the crowds around the 7 car in the garage all week long illustrate, her presence in this race has drawn attention far beyond normal NASCAR circles after Danica decided to mix it up with racing's good old boys. And again, the 7 car that Patrick will steer coming from the Junior Motorsports stable, lined up in the 15th position on the grid. Danica only made her stock car debut here 7 days ago, but she is a very accomplished racer. From spending time in Europe as a teenager on the tough road racing development trail to the top level of American open wheel racing. She's finished in the top 10 4 times in 5 tries in the Indy 500 and was 5th in points in the IZOD IndyCar Series last year. Today's her NASCAR first. For Patrick's pre-race thoughts, we go to Vince Welch.
Well, Alan, she's definitely been the belle of the ball. There's at least 100 fans around us right now as we get ready to visit with Danica. You've admitted that you have some anxieties before races. How big are the butterflies right now?
I'm pretty nervous, I'm not going to lie. You know, this car is definitely more challenging to drive than the ARCA car. It's definitely more on the edge. So, and these guys all know what they're doing. Not like they didn't know what they were doing in ARCA, but there's just more of them now, you know. So, and also some Cup guys. So, you know, I mean, it'll be a pretty good day if I can see some Cup bumpers that are starting up front. And then you got Tony Stewart coming through. So, it's sure to be interesting. But I just, you know, plan on being smart and staying in line and being patient, just kind of like the ARCA race last weekend, you know, just following the leader and assess my car for a stint before I start getting crazy.
You've been in plenty of big races. You've driven in the Indianapolis 500, other big races. How does the pressure you feel right now compare to, say, before an Indy 500?
Well, you definitely feel like it's an Indy 500 here at Daytona. You know, it's the biggest race of the year for NASCAR. There's so many fans. You know, I've been here for 2 weeks, so it feels like I'm at Indy for a long time. And, you know, you can just feel the history and the importance. So, you know, I think anytime there's a lot on the line, you know, you get more nervous because you just want to do well. You want to do well when it's a big one.
How have you adjusted to this race car this week?
I think that it's good that we've had so much practice, really. I mean, you know, a couple hours here and there and getting to run in traffic and not having to really be preoccupied with qualifying. So that was kind of nice. You know, we even threw some things at it before qualifying that we're like, you know what, if we qualify or don't, we're going to be in the race. So, you know, it's not a question. So it's nice to have that kind of comfort. And so we were able to really get out there and just run in some groups.
Finally, what defines a successful day for Danica Patrick today?
You guys always ask that question, and I think you're looking for some position answer, and I'm not going to give it because I don't know what it is, you know? I think that, you know, I think if the GoDaddy car comes back with a couple rings on the side and a dented bumper and I finish the race, then to be honest, I think that's a good day. You know, I think that means I've raced hard and kept it going mostly forwards.
Yeah, it'd be a good day indeed. Congratulations on a good week so far. Thanks for the time.
Thanks,
Danica Patrick. Alan?
Two abreast through turn 2. Everybody, oh, we got Crash up in the corner. The 99 of Trevor Bayne. A couple of other cars are spinning in this.
Brian Keselowski.
The 26, you're right, Keselowski in it as well, but boy, Bayne got the worst of this one.
Oh, man, his car is destroyed.
We'll have to see the replay, but I think I saw Danica Patrick make a great move to avoid being a part of that.
Well, maybe we ought to get that onboard shot. Oh, and the 40 car, Mike Bliss, he's also caught up in this crash. Get that onboard shot of Danica. Her eyes may be as big as saucers right now. There's the damage on the right side. Window net down for Trevor, and there's the onboard view. And what a tough break. He was with us during our rain delay show yesterday when qualifying got washed out. For 18 years old, the youngest in the field, so well-spoken and so composed.
Yeah, he did such a good job in practice of staying out of trouble. It's like he got some help from Mike Bliss right here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much talent you have. You get the rear wheels lifted off the ground, and nobody can drive. You see Danica go right by there.
Like Stewart may have snuck through there as well.
Several other cars sneaking through on the bottom there. Take a look. Yep, you're right. He did get help.
Man, that's a hard lick, too. See, Danica gets into the back of a car right there. Can't see the number.
Oh, nice job. I mean, you see a lot of these other guys, you could see the tires, smoke from them, locking up the wheels.
Speaking of smoke, look at him drive right through here in the 4-car.
Really a good job. I know this racetrack looks wide, but I promise you folks that whenever something happens like that, you run out of racing room in a hurry. That was a good job by a lot of people coming through there and not making this bigger than what it could have been.
That's still a tough break for Trevor Bayne. He had such a good car.
All right, let's listen on the radio.
No, I don't know how I didn't, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't, but I didn't.
Sometimes it's just a higher power, and you're glad that it's there.
Still 2 wide. One's got the bottom closed. Keep coming. Keep coming.
That was the view from Mike Bliss's car.
Yeah, I don't know if Trevor Bayne was having to be out of the throttle a little bit, but Mike Bliss got on him and just wouldn't lift off.
Then that second pack with Tony Stewart leading the way there in 7th. And there is the third group, and Danica Patrick all the way back there trying to get back into it. She's 34th now, Vince.
Well, as DJ and Andy suggested, the handling becomes more difficult the deeper you get into the fuel run, and Danica's handling on this car is going away some. Says she's got a significant push in the dog leg, and the car's loose coming out of turn 4, and she's having trouble keeping it from slipping up the track. So obviously they want to keep it down on the yellow line, being more difficult to do. Her spotter, Chip Ross, encouraging her, stay in the draft with the cars in front of you, but she's got a car that's not to her comfort level right now.
And we
Marty?
saw that, guys, a couple of those laps where she was starting to drift up the mountain, going up the hill. All right, let's go back to the lead because as Danica tries to maintain station and get to that first all-important pit, managed to keep it off the wall, but whoa, started to slide back up the hill. Well, and you mentioned it, Danica Patrick gets the Aaron's lucky dog. So the race gods are smiling on her early as she'll get back on the lead lap here at Daytona as we are working lap number 52 of 120.
Yeah, that's a big break for her, but they really need to go to work now and try to get her further up in this line, and she needs to probably be a little more aggressive.
At the end of the run, I felt like the balance came back to me. It was like it started off okay, and then it went to oversteer for a while, and then it went and balanced out at the end. So I could keep my foot in the throttle more than everyone else, it looked like, because, I mean, I thought I kept a pretty decent gap once I got by.
Multiple car crash, including Danica Patrick, among many others, here on the front straightaway. Brian Scott, the 21 of John West Townley. Colin Brown, the 31, is also in this mix of Stanton Barrett. That's what's left of the right front corner of Danica's car.
Yeah, this all developed in front of her. This crash did. She did a good job of avoiding most of it, but then just couldn't avoid all the cars in it.
Also in it is the 61 of Josh Wise, the 48 of Johnny Sauter. This is going to be a long one.
Wheels to the left. Go ahead.
That's what's left of Josh Wise's car. And there is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and his debut here at Daytona is pretty well torn up, and he's on fire. Back to the 6. The 6 is on fire. We've got parts and pieces all over this racetrack. And there is the fire still going. Stenhouse is out of the car, but this baby is burning. Okay, lower portion of your screen.
You can see just a little bit of misjudgment there.
Yeah, that was a lap
61
car.
got turned.
Josh Wise was a lap car, and he's...
And she had nowhere to go.
Yeah, she just, I mean, gets by that car right there, but there's just nothing. I know it looks like room, but you're traveling at a high rate of speed, and she almost made it.
Take a look from another angle. A little lower this time.
See, all of this develop right there, and as these cars start sliding, more cars get involved. You just hope that a hole opens up for you.
10 of Leffler, boy, they had high hopes for this season. It's not going to start off the way they had wanted.
They had 2 of Roush's cars involved in that. Stenhouse and Colin Brown both involved.
There you go.
Okay, let's go on board and listen.
Doing a nice job. Still clear by 3 from behind. Being in front of you. Back it down. He's up here against the wall. Up here against the wall. He's against the wall, against the wall, against the wall.
I thought she did a good job, but just know where to go. I mean,
Yeah,
not
just,
so
that's
much
all that you
there.
can do. Is just hope, and you know, there's very little visibility that you have there. Again, even though you're slowing down, see right here, just didn't have quite enough room. She could see the cars on the left and knew she couldn't go there, so she just had to try to hold it and hope that hole cleared out.
Well, Roush Fenway loses 2 cars in this deal, both Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and the 16 of Colin Brown. All right, let's listen live right now.
Man, that was a mess. I think something's just, I couldn't turn it up the hill. I have to turn so far to the left to keep going straight. Something's really, really broken.
Yeah, we can guarantee you that. It is definitely got some damage to it.
Yeah, you know, Andy and I were just talking and watching her, how much better she was doing this time of keeping up with the draft and the pack and a little bit more aggressive. I'm sure part of that was her getting more used to it and then working on the car, but she really was doing a good job
She
there.
actually had picked up 6 spots from 27th to 21st, and that was by passing on the racetrack. So it wasn't stuff that she had inherited, but you can see the damage now as the big one has happened here in our season opener at Daytona, and we've still got a big mess to clean up. While all this is going on, Vince is caught up with Danica Patrick.
Certainly didn't end the way Danica had hoped. What did you see or not see on that incident?
I think it was not see. You know, in the very first accident that happened in 1 and 2, cars came together, smoke, and I just kind of like let off the throttle and slowed down, and they slid down the track. And then this one, you know, there's smoke and I can't see anything again, and you know, I try and just slow down and roll it through the corner, and then, you know, and that time we all hit. So that's the tough thing about this racing. I can see what they've all said all along with these big tracks is, you know, smoke comes up and you're running so close out there that, you know, there's nowhere to go. But and the disappointing part more than anything is just that, you know, I missed out on getting, you know, 40 or whatever laps left of experience that I could have got, and the car was finally, you know, where I liked it, and I felt confident as a driver to be able to run in a pack, so I was finally kind of getting the hang of it.
Albeit a shorter experience than what you wanted, what do you take from today?
Well, I can tell you that I'll be a lot more confident and prepared for next year. This is some really difficult racing. It really is. You know, the cars are definitely on the edge here. And as you can see, you know, someone gets a little bit out of shape and everybody's on top of each other. And then, you know, since the car don't slow down, it doesn't slow down very well, and you're already on the edge of grip, that everything happens. So, you know, I'm glad that I got that second stint in to be able to get more confidence out there. But it's never fun when, you know, crash up a perfectly good car that wasn't your fault.
Danica Patrick done for today, but back on track next week at Fontana. Marty?
Welcome to restrictor plate racing. And boy, take a look at the action that we have going on up front. It is our 10th different leader, 12 total lead changes. The record is 12 leaders, set back in 1995.